Hi guys, welcome back to Money Isn't Hard. My name's Corey. This is a video where I go through 3 different news articles that I think you should know before you go into work tomorrow or start trading. I apologize for being absent for a few days. I know it's been like a week since my last video. Unfortunately, things at work got crazy. I had to, get involved and really stay late. So I apologize, but I do this for fun. I don't make a living at it. And, I just enjoy doing this. So we got 3 articles. The first is McDonald's is automating, which shouldn't be surprising because, well, labor markets. Tesla's canceling the Plaid, Plaid Plus, sorry, Model S Plaid Plus. But I'm not surprised, to be honest with you, and I'll explain that a little bit later. And Biogen shares are surging, and it's because of a new drug that they have been approved to sell. So that's actually a really good news for Alzheimer's patients. I really hope this helps them. There hasn't been a new drug in a long time. But you know what? Let's jump right into this because, I just want to. So first up, let's talk about McDonald's and why automating McDonald's and fast food restaurants is going to be huge for fast food stocks. And why is that? Well, where is the majority of cost when it comes to fast food? It's the labor. It's not actually the food itself. It's the labor that it takes to prepare the food and serve the food. So if you can automate something and get rid of a few people from that process, right? If you can remove labor costs, you're going to save money. You can drive that cost down. And the first company, in my mind, in my opinion, the first company that can do this successfully is going to have a lead on every other fast food company and restaurant, for that fact, out there. So robots, look at Taco Bell, look at McDonald's, look at really all of them. They all have screens out in the lobbies. They haven't gotten rid of the registers at the front yet, except for one, which we'll get to a little bit later. But they're starting to get people used to doing it themselves. And we also saw grocery stores do this, right? You go to a Kroger, an Albertsons, a Stop and Shop. For years now, they've been getting you used to doing it yourself. You are now becoming accustomed to doing it. And they've slowly started removing cash registers at the front. And what do you think McDonald's is going to do in Taco Bell? They're starting to put more and more of these machines in. And now instead of having 3 registers at the front, there's 1 register. Or, as in Taco Bell's case, 0 registers. In fact, right here is an example of their Times Square store. They have all these places you can order from. And you don't pick up from a typical counter. You're picking up from a box. Now, this was smart. They're doing it in New York City, a place where you want to be fast. You don't want to be bothered by people. They're getting people used to it. In fact, this is in Times Square, a place where a lot of tourists go, etc. So you get them going to it and used to it. This is the future, a future where you no longer have a front counter in a store. Now you're ordering on a screen and you're picking up from a box. They're removing that human element from the front office, so to say. Now, let's look at what McDonald's is doing. McDonald's is trying to automate the drive-thru, which is, personally, I think it's great. They're automating the drive-thru. You don't see a person, all you do is hear them. Now, they have to get really accurate at this, right? How many people go up and play a song? What was that song people were playing, ordering food or whatever? Or saying, hey, I want a Whopper. Wait, I'm at McDonald's, I need a Big Mac. Right? So they're getting people used to this. And it's going to take a while for them to automate the drive-thru. It's going to take them a while to automate the burgers. But you know what? There's a robot out there called Flippy, I believe. Flippy can turn the burger. And guess what? It can work 24 hours a day without needing a break. The cost-benefit analysis on something shows that it's worth it to spend $500,000 on a robot to flip burgers than it is to train a person that only costs $40,000 a year. Now, this brings us to other things, and I'll talk about that in a future episode. Maybe I'll just do something on automation because when we get rid of these jobs, these lower paying jobs that are used by college students, high school students as labor, as their first foray into the labor force, we're now creating an issue. We no longer have the jobs for them to have. All right, let's jump into the second article, and this one is Elon Musk once again with Tesla. No, I don't want to subscribe. Let's jump right into it. So, Elon Musk tweeted that he is canceling the Plaid Plus. No need, as Plaid is just as good. 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. Quickest production car ever made of any kind. Has to be felt to be believed. And you know what? I don't doubt him. I guarantee it. People are like, yeah, that's good enough. I don't need it to be any faster. Goes on about all the other features, etc. But you know what? Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen another car company come out with a model or a trim level of a car and then months into it just stop? Just say, oh, we're not making it anymore. Nope, not doing it. You can get the Lariat. You don't need the Platinum. You can get the King Ranch. You don't need the Platinum. So we're just not going to make it anymore. I haven't really heard of that too often. And honestly, I think this is why people are starting to become disillusioned with Tesla. Because Tesla has constantly overpromised, stated, we're going to have full self-driving in 2021. Okay. Yep. I'm not going to hold my breath because I want to live. But I wouldn't hold your breath if you're waiting to see full self-driving. This is why Ford stock is skyrocketing. Because Ford understands how to manufacture. They understand how to build a factory that can push out 100,000 cars like it's nothing of a new model. The F-150 came out, and it is going to be the hardest competition for Tesla. Because Tesla has not really had a formidable competitor. The Rivian, it's not really a competitor. These other electric vehicles are not really competitors. The Ford F-150 is the competitor to Tesla. You look at the Mustang, the Mach-E. What has that done to Tesla sales around the world? It's not Ford drivers buying the Mach-E. It's actually people that own other brands of car buying the Mach-E. So there is stuff going on, guys. You have to be aware of this when you're investing. Would I invest in Tesla right now? I'm not sure that I would. Full disclosure, probably one of the 100 ETFs that I invest in probably owns Tesla. I own a ton of Ford stock. I bought it when it was at the super low, like $4 a share. Yeah, it's now like 20-something dollars a share. Anyhow, I really believe in Ford. I think they're moving in the right direction. Their CEO is heading that way, and they're doing good. All right, let's talk about Biogen. If you guys are in the mood to invest and you want a stock that is probably going to keep growing, Biogen is probably the answer. Now, this article is saying the shares surged 38%. Earlier, it was 40%. Look, Biogen is taking off. It's going to the moon like AMC, but for a real reason. The FDA approved a drug for Alzheimer's. And they haven't approved one in a long time. Now, this is going to do great. I know a lot of people that have this disease, and it's probably one of the saddest things to see happen to a person, to be frank with you. And I know a lot of people that, they would give up everything to have an extra 2 or 3 years. So I really hope this drug does what it says it's going to do. I hope that this company is able to mass produce it. I hope Biogen is doing great with this. And you know what? It's the first drug in 20 years. This drug will change thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives in the United States. It is done by infusion, so that is one downside. It's not just a shot or a drug like that you take in a pill. But for what it does, I think it's really worth it. Now, remember, guys, I do this for fun. Full disclosure, I probably own some of the stocks I talk about. In fact, the only one I think today I talked about was the the Ford, which I do own shares in. I also own shares in Tesla through some of my ETFs. And I'm sure somehow or another I own Biogen with one of my ETFs. Now, I do this for fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like, leave a comment. Even if you hated this, if you think I was terrible, leave a comment, explain why. You know, maybe we can jump on a video call and chat back and forth about something you disagree with. But hey, like and subscribe. Remember, this is Money Isn't Hard. Money isn't